So we'll be using pen and paper just for the beginning of meditation. And the meditation today is an attempt to explore the schisms in society, in our society. It's not an attempt to find solutions, but perhaps more to find questions from a spiritual perspective, which may or may not translate to practical handling. So starting by making the commitment to being with the process of meditation for the next 20 or 30 minutes, I commit myself to sitting. If the subject is not appealing to you, you can, of course, just sit and ignore the suggested guidance, or turn off the meditation altogether and enjoy a cup of tea or a walk or a movie or a nap. So using our writing ability before meditation, just looking at those whom we dislike, we hate, are afraid of, blame, all those things. And in one column, write what is wrong with those people. They may be Trump supporters, they may be liberals, radicals, they may be of specific religious or cultural ideas. And allow yourself to be petty. Allow yourself to use labels, to include swear words, whatever comes up. This is not a great meditation. This is just letting things out. And see if you can put down the most basic, the rawest descriptions. It's not about looking deeply, but flashing out my resentment, my fear, my judgment, etc. Labels can be things like racist, redneck, Yahoo, bleeding heart liberal, hateful, ignorant, bigot, all those kinds of things. And there's nothing politically correct about the labels that we have in our minds when the mind is in pain. So just taking a moment to just flash all those labels out and solidify, make them concrete on paper. No one has to see it. And now look at the labels and the descriptions that you have, and see if you can find something more than just a label. See if there's a shared human quality hiding in that label. We all want to be alive, to feel alive, to fulfill our potential, to be accomplished, to feel loved, to feel appreciated. We're all afraid of loss, of being less than. We're afraid of others having power over us. See if behind the label, if the label also contains those feelings in the other person. If those labels actually represent these very human qualities. So write down the human capacity that triggers the label we dislike in the other person. It is the human feeling and capacity in the other person that then manifests as that label. We're looking to recognize the human capacity of the label, the feeling of the person being labeled. Do not look for a rationale. You're not trying to explain it. Just see the feelings or the needs that this person may have, their fears, their desires, their aspirations. These feelings do not have to be justified. And jot these down next to the label. And if you're not finding a feeling behind the label, a human need, just note that the label is staying a label. And then looking at these feelings, these human needs that are behind the ones that I dislike, and ask myself, do I have these needs and feelings? Now the question is about the feeling and not about the label or the behavior. I'm not asking, am I a racist? Though it's a valid question. I am asking, do I feel fear? Do I feel excluded? Do I feel threatened? And write that down. Just, do I also feel this? And let go of the pen and paper. So beginning formal meditation. Establishing the posture of the body and the mind. Releasing tensions in the body and tensions in the mind, while maintaining an upright posture and a focused or an attentive mind with no tensions. Coming back to my breathing. Establishing the preliminaries. Going to the forest. That is, going to a place where I can let go of the dramas of the mind and feel connected and nurtured. And then looking at my 5 skandhas, the body and the mind, observing the constantly changing nature of the body, the constantly changing nature of the mind. A sensation, a feeling comes and goes. At times, it becomes a perception, accumulating some mass, but also influenced by other feelings and thoughts. It then forms stronger bonds and possibly become part of my consciousness. There is a constant movement, constant making and remaking of the movements of the body and the mind. I just dwell in the observation of these movements. seeing this constant fluctuation, this constant change and exchange, the constant remaking. I look at myself and I look at a chimpanzee. We share 98% of our genetic code. I look at a cat. I am aware that we share 90% of our genetic code. Similarly, I share 91% of my genetic code with dogs and 87% with horses. Contemplating that all organic forms of life have a common ancestor. Everyone has been my mother. Everyone has contributed to my specific genome. Ninety-nine point nine percent of my genetic code is shared with any Trump supporter, radical liberal, or enemy of any kind. Yet it is often easier for me to accept the behavior of a chimpanzee or a horse or a dog than it is to accept what I dislike about other humans. How can I find the 99.9%? In 300 years, how will we see this period in American history, in the history of this planet? How will we see the role played by the Trump and the Biden supporters? And in 10,000 years, how will we view this period in the history of the galaxy? Noticing any indignation or righteousness and seeing if I can look beyond it, letting go of right and wrong, letting go of ideas. In 300 years, in 10,000 years, the possibilities are endless. The Bodhisattva rides the waves of birth and death, and she also hears and responds to the cries of the world. The Buddha accepts that we are ignorant, that we are greedy, that we are blind. The Buddha does not blame us. The Buddha offers the nectar of compassion, of understanding, of connecting to all that is. Sitting in the refuge of Buddha, can I sit and listen to the one who hates me, to the one I blame, the one I fear, without prejudice? Can I sit and listen without judging and reacting? Can I sit and listen in order to understand? maintaining the spaciousness within me, being in touch with the Buddha within me. I open my eyes and looking at my 3 columns that I wrote at the beginning, just noting if I have a better sense of those other persons and their needs and their feelings.